Okay, Brian, you can do this. Just look into the camera, run down what you did for December. It's not that difficult to do. I know you've got a lot of new subscribers from that Wind and Truth review, but just be yourself, look into the camera, and be yourself. Oh, why, hello there. I guess I didn't see you. Eh. Hey everybody, I'm Brian Bell. Welcome back to BellTube. All right, so we're talking December 2024, and yeah, I know it's 2025 already, but we still have some things to wrap up. Like the video title says, this is a real mixed bag video. We're going to talk about the books that I read in the month. We're going to talk about the books that I hauled in during the month. We will probably do a cursory level. I don't know if I'll do stars or not. We'll kind of play it by ear on what I did read. And of course, I want to share with you a one for the road at the end today. And we will be doing a book of the month. It was pretty tight down to the wire, actually, so stay tuned for that. All right, everything's going to be time-stamped. If there's sections that aren't of interest to you, just bop along to the next timestamp, and away we go. All right, let's get into it. The first book that I read in December was our Quiluminati book. This is Bernard Cornwell's The Last Kingdom, Uhtred, Son of Uhtred. I came into this entirely blind. I never saw the TV show. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's right up there for book of the month. We'll talk about that as we get to the other ones. I think I said I gave this about 4 stars, maybe 4.25, something like that earlier on that episode. I can't remember. I might even move it up to 4.5 in my own brain right now, because I think it starts a great series. So if you missed that episode of the Quiluminati, that will be right here. I'm getting better at putting these cards in, by the way. That'll be right here. You can click on it. It was on BellTube, and you can find out what myself and John from Talking Story and Philip Chase from Philip Chase, The Best of Fantasy, and of course Mike from Mike's Book Reviews. You can find out what we thought about The Last Kingdom. All right, moving on. The next book that I read in December is a book that brought a lot of you to this channel for the first time, and I want to say a special welcome to a lot of the new subscribers. The channel got hit pretty hard with the Wind and Truth review, of course, by Brandon Sanderson. I did a whole dedicated review. It's actually the first review I've ever done on this channel after being around for about 13 or 14 months. Once again, I will put a card right here if you want to check that out. This was a real mixed bag for me, and if you watch the video, you'll know why. Let's move on. The next book I read is actually a novella called The Gallant by Janny Wurts. This is a prequel novella to The Wars of Light and Shadow that I am starting this giant readathon with John from Talking Story and tons of other booktubers in January, and I had an extra day at the end of December, and I felt like, you know what, this is 100 to 108 pages, something like that. I can certainly fit this into a day. And I'm really glad that I did. I swear, Janny Wurts can pack more into 100 pages than a ton of authors do in 800 pages. There is great stuff in this book. It's for sure a 4.5 star for me. I don't know that, I can give you a whole lot without spoiling, just because it's only 100 pages, but tons happens. Big recommend on me for The Gallant. All right, what else did I read? I read Feet of Clay by Terry Pratchett. This is book 3 in the Discworld arc that is the City Watch. And I should say I listened to it. We use the words read and listened to kind of back and forth here on the channel. At a friend of mine's kind of request, I listened to the audiobook for Feet of Clay rather than sight reading it as I've done with the prior 2 books in that arc. And I have to say that while I loved Feet of Clay, and I might as well tell you right now, Feet of Clay is my book of the month. While I truly did love the book, I didn't so much love the audio experience. Now, it's not because of the voice actor. The voice acting is actually terrific. I think it comes down more to Terry Pratchett's writing style for me, has that kind of dry British humor, and I need to be able to absorb it when I read the words. Because when you read it kind of stoically, as this narrator does, you either have a couple of things happen. One, you miss the humor because sort of the monotone of the voice acting, intentionally, by the way, the joke doesn't quite land as well. Or the opposite happens. The joke really does land, but you don't have time to laugh at it, or you are missing other of, the story. He's not stopping while you're laughing, right? So I found myself having to rewind way more often than I do on audiobooks because I was laughing, then I missed the next thing that he said. And I just think that for me personally, Terry Pratchett's work in Discworld is more appreciated when I read it for myself with my own inner voices, going and reading the characters than I do with the interpretation of the voice acting, as good as it is, and it is good. So if you're a big audio fan and you prefer audio, don't let me dissuade you. It's quite good of a performance. I just like reading this series with my eyeballs better. All right, real quick before we get into the book haul, I have to say a special thank you to the patrons of this channel and the channel members. You guys, you know how important you are to me. If you're interested in the Patreon or in channel memberships, it's in the description below. It's less than a cup of coffee a month. It's like less than $2, I think. We do a lot of fun things there, and we have exclusive unboxings where I pull out the battle armor. It's kind of fun. Anyway, if you can also like this video, it helps more people actually get to see our channel. And if you feel like hanging out with us a little bit more, and I don't know who I'm saying when I say us because it's just me, but if you want to hang out more with me, I guess, think about hitting that subscribe button. It does make a difference. And share the video with other people that you think might like it as well. All right, enough of all of that. Let's get to the books hauled. Okay, so how we're going to do this book haul piece of this is first I'm going to show you the one book that I got for myself, then I'm going to show you some books that authors sent in, and then I'm going to show you some books that friends of the channel sent in. Maybe you'll find something that you're interested here. I've read none of these, so I have no opinions other than to say thank you and to give you my quick thoughts on the book. At least the covers, right? Now, this is a pretty cool cover. This is To Green Angel Tower Part 1, done by The Broken Binding. Of course, this is by Tad Williams. Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn is a trilogy I have not yet read. It is on the 2025 TBR, probably towards the later half of the year, but this book is crazy in terms of art. I did the unboxing on Patreon. Check it out if you like. These next two books were sent to me by author B.P. McCoppin, and the first one is called Record of the Paladins, and the second one is called Record of the Paladins, Book of Oliver. Oh, I see. So this is Book of Oliver in the Record of the Paladins series, and this is Book of Ivan and Ivior, I think. There's also some cool stickers in here. BP McCoppin, thank you for sending me these. I don't know when I'm going to get to them, but I will have links in the description to every book that I haul here so you can check them out for yourself. We have another author book, and it is our channel friend, Dennis M. Myers. He has sent me Volume 3 in his Rise of the Automated Empire series. This one's called Broken Trust. Now, I know John from Talking Story is either just starting or maybe just finished book 1 in this series. This series is also on my 2025 TBR. I'm excited to do it. Dennis, thanks for sending me in your book. This next book was also sent by a great booktuber and friend of the channel. Yes, Tori Tekken from Tori Talks sent me James Islington's An Echo of Things to Come. This is book 2 in the Licanius trilogy. Okay, so I've not read this trilogy yet either, but I know it's a favorite of hers and many of yours as well. I'm going to try to fit this into 2025, but when you guys get the TBR video coming out next week, you'll probably have some sympathy for me if this one even gets pushed out further than that, but we'll see. But thank you, Tori, for sending me this. I've got a Christmas gift headed your way soon. All right, here's a first. I don't know that anybody's ever thanked their mom on BookTube before, but I got a couple of books from my mom as they were cleaning out their house, and this one is Ken Follett's Pillars of the Earth. This is sort of becoming a BookTube darling out of nowhere, right? This book was written forever ago, kind of like Lonesome Dove and Shogun in terms of historical fiction were, and they become popular. But I've heard nothing but great things about Pillars of the Earth. I don't know when I'm getting to this. We'll see. Also, my mom sent me Steve Jobs' biography, and I don't know when this came out. This is by Walter Isaacson. I want to say this came out quite some time ago, but I'm a big fan of entrepreneurism, and I am sure there will be some things in this book that I absolutely gravitate towards. Thanks, Mom. I appreciate the book. All right, this next set of books comes from a viewer that is not only a viewer, but she has her own BookTube channel as well. This is Marianne Guevara's amazing, amazing books that she sent me, and she sent me this really cool letter. And Marianne, you have like the best handwriting in the world. She had sent me Josiah Bancroft's Senlin Ascends a few months ago. If you saw the book haul, you saw that I held it up then. But Marianne was in a big time Christmas spirit because she also sent me The Arm of the Sphinx and The Hod King and the finale, The Fall of Babel. No, I think this is the finale. I think I put these in the right order. You guys, I'm sure, will tell me in the comments. But Marianne, you are way too kind. Her channel will be linked in the description below if you want to check out what Marianne is all about. Thank you. As far as getting to this book, the first one, Senlin Ascends, I'm going to be joining Alan from the Library of Alexandria on his Discord in March when they read that book. And I don't know if they're doing the whole series or what, but I'm for sure there for the first book in March. All right, let's move on. All right, these next books came from a great friend of the channel, Sarah Beth. All right, Sarah Beth, I got your note, I got your card, I got all this great stuff, and that is very cool. Sarah Beth actually used to live very close to me, and we did not know that. I did not know BookTube back then. So Sarah Beth went kind of bonkers here. She sent me 4 books. The first 2, I believe, are in a series. This is Rivers of London by Ben Aronovich, I think is probably how you pronounce the name, or it could be Ben Aronovich, I suppose. You guys will tell me in the comments. Anyway, Rivers of London, I've heard awesome things about this book, and it has been on my TBR. I'm super looking forward to this. This is for sure a 2025 read. She also sent me, same author, Moon Over Soho. I'm going to guess, just based on the design of the book and everything, it's all in the same series. It looks so to me. She also sent me Kim Harrison's 3 Kinds of Lucky, because we were talking in the comment section about my one and only experience with Kim Harrison's work, and it just really wasn't for me. It was like a 2 out of 5 for me. But she thought that this one, knowing my taste, would hit a lot better. So Sarah Beth, thank you. I will absolutely trust you and give that book a try. And she also sent me, this is really a cool cover, The Stranger Times by C.K. McDonnell. And the cover asks and poses the question, what if the world news is, what if the weird news is the real news? Well, that's an interesting question, I suppose. Anyway, very cool cover. Sarah Beth, you are too kind to me. I don't deserve it, but thank you so much. Now, this book came from my good friend with the greatest beard. We're talking about Matt, the Beard of Darkness, sent me a signed copy of James Logan's The Silver Blood Promise. I know this has been a BookTube darling since it came out last year. I'm really looking forward to reading it. Actually, I shouldn't say I don't know when this book came out, but I know a lot of people were talking about it last year, and I believe that there's a sequel, I think maybe this year. In any event, Matt, Beard of Darkness, you rock, my brother. Thank you for sending this. Lastly on this book haul, the one and only Wizard from Andrew's Wizardly Reads. Andrew himself sent me in An Inheritance of Magic by Benedict Jacka. Now, Andrew and I are both huge fans of the Alex Verus series by Benedict Jacka, and he thought I would dig this book. Now, I think it's targeted at a little bit of a younger audience, but I really like Jacka's authorial style. So, An Inheritance of Magic, and it looks like a really quick book. 100% a 2025 read. Andrew, my man, thank you so much. We're going to do a super quick one for the road today, you guys, and this is going to be about celebrating some victories, and in particular, if you can identify for yourself, and I'm going to do the exact same thing in my own brain, right? You don't have to tell anybody, but if you can identify one thing you did in 2024, whether it be physical activity or something you said that impacted somebody in a positive way, just one thing you had a hand in, so to speak, that you can feel good was the right decision in 2024, or something that you can feel proud of for yourself. I just feel like it's a really good thing to reflect on rather than the things that maybe defeated us a little bit. What were some of the highlights? Or just pick one that you can use as strength to go into the 2025 year with a little bit more strength in your, spine and a little bit more optimism that you've proven in the past you can do good things and you are set out in 2025 to also do them. So let me know in the comments, of course, What did you read in December? What were some of the highlights for your month? I'd love to know if you've got some recommendations for me out of your stack for December, because you never know, as big as TBR Mountain is, they may wind up on my 2025 TBR. It has happened before. Until then, you guys stay positive, and of course, here's your fortune.